Father, don't tell me this place is the time chamber. That's right, Gohan. Somehow I achieved enter in this place. Outside a loud explosion was heard. Goku and Gohan would have fainted both together by the brutal energy drain that these two Saiyans had. The two did not know that they had been trapped in that place until more than 5 hours would have passed. Gohan would be the first to wake up, since Goku still had internal injuries from using the Kaioken at such a level. My head hurts a lot, and even my wounds have not finished healing. But I have to leave this place. I need to know how Videl and the others are. Maybe those gods have already left the earth. Gohan would walk to the door of the time chamber, but when he tried to open it, it was totally closed. Damn, this thing does not open! I have no other choice. Gohan would throw a small ball of energy towards the door of the room, so thus destroying it completely. But when he did, he would get a terrible surprise. There he would find nothing on the other side. He would only find the same dimension, a totally white place without any noise. It can't be possible. Don't tell me that we're locked in this place. Those damned gods! I'll not allow this. Gohan would have transformed into a Super Saiyan, thus increasing his power as much as he could, but in spite of doing so, the place would remain exactly the same. Goku, who was on the floor unconscious, would have felt the power that his son was expelling. Gohan, what's wrong? Father, I've increased my power as much as possible and the room is still as if nothing. Let's try both together. Goku and Gohan, even though they were hurt, would use the Super Saiyan 2 both together. In the white space, a bright yellow light would be seen, but in spite of increasing their powers, the room was still as if nothing. Goku would lose the transformation of the Super Saiyan 2 to fall to the ground, and then spit some blood. Apparently my power is not recovered yet. Father, you better rest. The humiliation that those gods did to us, I will make them pay for 1,000 times over. I hope my daughter and Videl are well. Son, from what I see, we will stay here for a long time. Instead of seeing this as a curse, we should see it as a blessing. A few hours ago you told me that you wanted to have more power than you already have. I'm sure that maybe in a year we can find a way to get out of here. If you say so, Father. I guess you're right. Goku and Gohan would start to train in that room. That way, spending more than a year. Goku would have managed to perfect the mastered Ultra Instinct to 20%, while Gohan would have achieved the transformation of Super Saiyan 3. Goku would think, my son is incredible. In just 1 year he has achieved such power. Without a doubt he is a prodigy. Father, a year has passed so fast. How will things be outside? Gohan, let me see your new power. After fighting we will leave this place. Gohan would transform into Super Saiyan 3, while Goku into Super Saiyan Blue. Goku would approach Gohan at great speed to give him a strong punch in the face, but Gohan would dodge it and then get behind him and kick him in the back. Goku would back up a little and then throw several energy balls at Gohan. He would start to move around the time chamber. Father, if you want to defeat me, you will have to do more than that. Gohan would start to move extremely fast in order to create clones of himself. These 3 clones would throw themselves at Goku, so the 3 would give a strong blow to Goku. As Gohan can move so fast, Gohan would start to hit his father extremely fast. Goku would start to cover with his 2 hands to concentrate. I guess I'll use this. I think it is not necessary, but to motivate my son, I have to use my maximum power. Goku would change to his mastered Ultra Instinct form, thus grabbing Gohan by the neck. The 2 illusions created by his speed would have disappeared instantly. What's up, son? That's all you have? That's all you've trained for a year? Don't you want to take revenge on those gods? Silence, father! I'm not weak! Gohan would expel even more power, so these 2 would have had a clash of fists, thus creating a strong air current. Gohan would jump backwards and throw a Kamehameha to his father. Goku in the same way would change a Kamehameha. The 2 energy powers would collide. Gohan exerted great ki in his technique as well as Goku, but despite Gohan's attempts, his Kamehameha was losing power more and more. I will not give up yet. Gohan's technique would grow a little more, but Goku would only laugh. To use 10% of the total power of the mastered Ultra Instinct. Thus, the Kamehameha, Gohan was about to hit him, but Goku would use instant teleportation to get his son out of there. The 2 energy waves would explode, but despite the strong explosion, the place would still be intact. That would leave a lot of thinking in Goku's head. Normally the room, even if we are locked in, if it receives that level of power, it would have exploded. Maybe our power is not enough to get out of here. Gohan would lose the transformation. Father, I'm very tired. The Super Saiyan 3 is a transformation that wears you out a lot of your power. Gohan, that's because you haven't controlled it very well yet. Let time pass. But for now, I want to see if I can get out of here. Goku would increase all his power, thus managing to use 20% of the power of the mastered Ultra Instinct. Gohan would be very surprised with the power that his father was expelling, but despite being more than a minute increased his power, the room would continue as if nothing. Gohan, seeing this, would have entered a mental crisis. What if we can't get out of this place? I don't want to be trapped here forever. I have a daughter, a wife. Gohan, don't be so negative. You keep training. I promise you that someday we will get out of this place. Meanwhile, on Earth, flashback of a day before. Vegeta, after Kakarot lost his life at the hands of the gods of destruction, he would ask Bulma to look for the dragon spheres. Bulma, after a few hours, would have gathered them all, so the 7 spheres would begin to shine with great force. The sky would become dark to several rays. Great Dragon Shenlong came out of there and complies my wish. An imposing dragon of green scales would have come out of the spheres. Tell me what your wish will be. I can only fulfill one wish. Shenlong Dragon, I want you to tell me if Goku and his son Gohan have lost their lives. That is your wish. It is very easy to fulfill. Shenlong would start searching every possible corner of the world of the dead, and apart from that he would also search all the planets, but in spite of searching he would find nothing. I can't feel the vital energy of Goku or that young Gohan. Most probably they were eliminated by the power of the gods, or they were erased from existence itself, since there is no other explanation, that's all. Shenlong, there is no more. Tell me one quick thing. Is there any way to revive people if a god eliminates them? In the multiverse there are several divine laws. These are made up of 12 laws. In one of those laws, especially Law 6, it says that no being apart from the high-ranking ones can revive living beings eliminated by a god, since those people become cosmic dust. My power as a dragon is not even above the weakest high-ranking beings. It is all that my power allows to speak. Without further ado, I say goodbye. The spheres would have been shattered over the earth, thus being turned into stone. Vegeta would say, so what he didn't want to happen happened. Kakarot and his son were eliminated by the power of the gods of destruction. But I promise that this is not going to stay like this. Bulma, who was also very sad, and at the same time upset, would have called Whis in Beerus' planet. Whis would have received several missed calls from Bulma. Mr. Beerus, I think they have already found out about everything. Do you plan to do something? I want you to answer the call. I'll have to give him a serious warning. After several missed calls, Beerus would have answered. The hologram of Beerus would be seen all over the Capsule Corporation. Listen to me, everyone. Goku was just a nuisance. I only did what a god would do, and that is to eliminate the people and planets that are a problem. I don't need to explain what Goku did. And just one more thing. If they do anything that could harm me, I will destroy the Earth, as well as Frieza destroyed planet Vegeta. I don't mind annihilating the entire human race. Beerus would say this with a very intimidating face. Vegeta, who couldn't stand his words, would say, I promise that this is not going to stay like this. You'll pay for it very expensive. Vegeta, don't talk nonsense. You can't face my fearsome power. Just don't do anything rash or else you know. See you soon. The call would have been cut off. Mr. Beerus, don't you think you were too hard on them? It's the only way for them to learn. Meanwhile, on Earth, all the Z-Warriors would have feel a great impotence for not being able to do anything because of their great weakness. I'm not weak. I will not be left behind. Need to train even harder, whatever it costs me. Maybe someday I can avenge them. It is hard for me to say, but I will swallow my pride. There is nothing I can do for the time being. Meanwhile, Frieza, one of his commanders who was infiltrating Capsule Corporation, would have communicated with Emperor Frieza. In the meantime, on Frieza's ship, Mr. Frieza, We are receiving a call from Earth. He says it's very important. Frieza would get in touch with their servant. The servant would tell him everything that happened too. Frieza and show him some recordings. The longer Frieza watched those recordings, his eyes would open more and more because of the impression. This can't be possible. Finally, Goku's verminous know and will interpose my way. Without Goku's presence, I can conquer many planets. This is the best news they could have given me. Frieza would concentrate in order to feel Goku's ki as much as he could, but even though they were not so many light hours away, he would not be able to feel anything. The recording and the news seemed to be real. Apparently, I will never know anything more about that Saiyan. Meanwhile, in the time chamber, going back to the present time, Goku and Gohan would start a strong training, thus gaining much better control of his ki veins. Gohan, even though he felt infinite loneliness, would not stop training. For now, my only objective is to beat my father in power. I don't want to be weak anymore. I don't want to be trampled by anyone. This way, more than 20 years would have passed. Goku and Gohan in all that time would have become much stronger. Thus, Gohan achieving the Super Saiyan God, until reaching the blue being a step away from passing another transformation. I have become stronger. If I can combine the Super Saiyan Blue with my mystic power, I will surely become stronger. On the other hand, Goku would have managed to perfect the Mastered Ultra Instinct, thus achieving 90% of his power. The more time passes, the harder it is for me to perfect the power of the Mastered Ultra Instinct. Reaching 40, 50, and 60% was too easy, but reaching 90% became very difficult. I still have the hope that I will get out of here. Meanwhile, I will not stay behind. My son said that this humiliation will be returned by 1,000 to those bastards. Meanwhile, let them enjoy their momentary peace after a while. It will not be like this.